and by good fortune, adaptive math learning software is one of the most well-developed categories in the field of education technology. For all these bright points, however, it is also obvious that the gains of learning technologies are substantially offset by the loss of schools as places for camaraderie, shelter, nutrition, social services, teaching, and learning. When all the bars closed, people could still find companions and dates, even against CDC recommendations, on Tinder, Bumble, and Grindr. If the printing presses were to stop, people could still get their news online. But parents, students, administrators, governments, and pundits who thought that schools could simply pivot to online learning and finish out the semester are learning in the early days of the pandemic that the social and social service functions of schools are intimately tied to their learning outcomes. In what follows, I attempt to explain why learning technologies work in some situations but not others, and for some people but not others. I hope that the explanations that I developed in a period of relative stability provide some insight in the wake of a terrible pandemic. I hope it becomes clear why a steady drumbeat of techno-optimism about learning technology over the last decade might lead people to believe that a first-grade teacher could remotely instruct 20 or so 6-year-olds. I expect that the world will still be wrestling with COVID-19 as this book is released, and I hope that what follows can help educators and the public understand the places where learning technologies are most likely to be of service. We will have much to rebuild, and perhaps learning technology can help. But online learning won't be an effective replacement for our old system. Rather, the best possible future will be one where we recognize the incredible importance of our formal education systems to the social order, and we provide these systems with adequate funding, support, and respect. Our learning technologies are only as strong as the communities of educators who guide their use. J.R., March 21st, 2020. Introduction. Education Technologies' Unrequited Disruption. The must-have toy of the 2013 holiday season was Rainbow Loom. A simple plastic board with vertical pegs, Rainbow Loom came packaged with hundreds of small, colorful rubber bands that children could weave across the pegs to make bracelets and charms. Press coverage celebrated Rainbow Loom as a back-to-basics craft toy. The Toronto Star reported that parents loved the toy because it's simple, it doesn't require a battery, it doesn't mean more screen time, and it isn't an app. The article quoted industry expert Jim Silver. It's an activity. You can sit down and create. Parents also like it when they show creativity. And you're not done playing with it because you can wear it. In an era when iPads and smartphones were ascendant, Santa brought millions of children a toy that would finally get kids to put down those damned devices. Except it didn't. Rainbow Loom wasn't an antidote to screens. Rather, screens were integral to playing with the loom. Because some of the things children could make with Rainbow Loom were quite intricate, the easiest way to learn a new design was through a video tutorial. In 2013, two girls, Ashley from Pennsylvania and Steph from Ohio, published a 16-minute video demonstrating how to use Rainbow Loom to make a starburst bracelet, an intricate three-dimensional display of color and technique. To make the video, they mounted the camera in a stationary position above the Rainbow Loom, which they placed on the carpet. As Ashley carefully demonstrates to viewers the process of weaving each band, the video moves slowly through new techniques and speeds up through repetitive motions. Within 2 years, the video had been viewed more than 30 million times. The very first Rainbow Loom videos were created by the niece and daughters of Cheong-Chun Ing, the inventor of the loom. Ing recognized early on that teaching and learning would be essential to the marketing and success of his crafty new toy. After kids had made all the bracelets specified in the printed instructions that came with a kit, they could continue to discover new possibilities by searching for videos posted online by people who had invented their own creations. Ing turned to his kids to help. The problem was that people didn't understand how the looms worked, so I asked my niece